A toy cowboy is profoundly threatened and jealous when a spaceman toy supplants him as top toy in a child's room.
Hi, I'm Andre.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Luis.
And we are the Walt Vault, a family-friendly podcast where we get silly and talk about Disney movies.
Nubbins.
Welcome to the Walt Vault, episode 11.
Emily just said nubbins.
I'm going to leave that in. Yeah, it's captured.
The reason Emily said nubbins is because we bought these foam nubbins.
No,
That
they're
go-
not nubbins.
They're not called nubbins.
They're just microphone covers.
They're microphone covers.
They're
but
windscreens.
They're
Yes.
nubbins. I don't know.
But Louise called it a nubbin, and now I can't stop.
Nubbins.
We're going to be talking about the movie Nubbins this week. No, this week we're here to talk about Toy Story.
For episode 11.
Episode
We're
11.
in the double digits.
That's right.
Double digits.
We're so old now. We're like big kids of podcasting.
Now we have to wait a really long time till we're in the triples, though. So I don't know why I'm excited about double digits when that only took us 10 episodes to get there.
Well, I'm not. I don't even know. We gonna make it to triple? That's a lot.
Who
It's
knows?
a lot of movies. We're
You
gonna
never know.
be dripping into the dregs of Disney stuff. if we get
Dripping
to-
into the dregs.
Dripping into the dregs.
Who knows,
If we
everyone?
get to the 100s.
But yes, we are talking about Toy Story.
You said triple digits, and the first thing I thought of was 300. Like it was gonna. Like we wouldn't.
triple digits is 100. That would take us about 2 years.
Like we wouldn't hit it until we
No.
hit 300. I was like, I ain't gonna take
No.
no 300 episodes.
The Wall Vault.
No.
episode 300.
Just kidding, you guys. I'm smart.
That's hilarious.
She's smart.
So is this the first Pixar movie we have watched so far? I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
And we're starting with the first Pixar movie, so go us.
Yeah.
Hey, smart.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
It's like we did that on purpose or something.
Yeah.
What?
And we really didn't.
We really did not.
No, we just kind of, I don't even know whose idea it was to watch Toy Story. We were just like, Toy Story.
Yeah. I don't
So what are
remember
your
whose
first
idea it was.
impressions, Andre?
I love Toy Story. This is an awesome movie. And like I was kind of thinking when we were watching it, because we all watched it together, first of all, which we don't do very often. But
But it's fun.
But
yeah,
it-
the
but it
only
is-
other movie we did that with was Wreck-It Ralph.
Atlantis.
Oh,
and
just
Atlantis,
kidding.
that's
Yeah.
right, yeah. But I was thinking that like, oh, maybe this movie isn't going to be as good as I remember it being. But it was better.
It was better than I remember it being.
Yes.
It held up very well. I probably haven't seen... I never saw this movie as a teenager or an adult. I definitely only ever saw it as a kid, like the original Toy Story. For some reason, we always watched Toy Story 2 more growing up, so I kind of like know that one a lot better. And the like Zurg movie, we used to watch that one a lot too.
That's Toy Story 2.
No, but Zurg.
Is there like a
Yeah,
side
there's
story?
like a cartoon one that's like Buzz Lightyear and Zurg. I can't
Oh,
think
yeah.
of
That was
what
the
it's
cartoon.
called.
Yeah, the TV show.
But there was a movie too.
What?
I
There was a
can't-
TV show for the cartoon movie?
Yes.
I mean, the cartoon
This
show?
is like
Yes.
Buzz Lightyearception.
And I think I know like more about those, like 2 and the Zurg stuff than the original movie. So I was kind of weary about watching it again, but it held up so well. It's a great movie.
I
This is a
agree.
I
good
can see why
movie.
kids still really like Toy Story. Like it's still really popular.
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I agree with you. I don't think I've seen it since I was little, like definitely a kid, and I think I liked it better than I did as a kid.
Yeah.
I think I did too.
I think I might have understood a lot more of what was happening because I may not have understood like the marooning, like how they were like
Right.
get rid of Woody once he quote unquote killed Buzz or
Once
whatever.
he murders Buzz.
Oh my! And there's like I didn't understand the adult themes. There were some like adulter things
Yeah.
going on in here, and I thought that was
A
interesting.
lot more than I realized, for sure.
What about you, Luis? What was your first impression?
I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. You guys are going to laugh at me. And by the way, all you faithful listeners, if I sound different, if I cough or clear my throat, it's just because I've gone over, an episode of sickness. But anyways, what I liked most...
Felt like he was
about-
gonna die.
He had an episode.
I felt like it. What I like most about this movie, and you go three will laugh, but I really like the funny kind of adult language that was used.
Oh,
And
yeah.
what I mean by
Oh.
that is, like, for example, in the, there's a scene where the army men are communicating back and forth through a walkie-talkie with Woody, and their code name is frankincense. And as a child, I would have never known what the heck that was.
What
Like, what are you
frankincense
talking about,
is?
frankincense? I thought they were talking about Frankenstein. But no, the second time around, I'm understanding a lot more of the words
Right.
that were used, and I thought
There's
it
a
was
lot
pretty-
of adulty references.
Oh yeah.
Super, super good. Okay, so just so you know, that movie that I was talking about was called Buzz Lightyear of Star Command: The Adventure Begins. It was a
What?
it was
Whoa.
It's like a prequel.
a movie that just came on video release, and it came out in the year 2000.
Oh.
And it had
And
a
it's
long
actually
name.
it's
Yeah,
really
it's a
really
long
good.
name.
I love that. I used to watch that one a lot. But I also like Buzz Lightyear better than Woody, so I kind of gravitated more towards the Buzz Lightyear stuff. Maybe we should talk about that. Our two main characters here.
I like Buzz Lightyear more than Woody. And
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I thought it was just, Buzz Lightyear's cooler because he's got laser, he's got wings, he's got a space helmet, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Woody is a thing of the past. Get him away from me. But
Oh.
but this
Dang.
time, this time I realized that Buzz is just he's like a good old boy. He's like a Captain America type. Whereas
Oh,
Woody
totally.
is kind of like a vindictive and
Oh my god,
secretive
Woody-
so manipulative.
and
Woody's kind of a
jealous.
jerk, dude.
He's kind of super duper mean throughout
At least in this
3/4
first
of this
movie.
movie.
And
Yeah.
I did not get that impression as a kid.
Right.
No, me either.
Maybe I just didn't pick up on it, or I just
Yeah.
wanted to think he was really nice. But oh my gosh, I was like, he's kind of
like the scene where he
The
tried
jerk.
to basically murder Buzz and get him lost behind the
He tried
dresser.
To put him behind the desk.
And then he's wondering why all the other toys are mad at him. Well, yeah, you totally pushed a toy out a window.
Yeah, he knocked him out the window with the Pixar lamp,
Yep.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, crazy.
Well, you know what's interesting to me? Luis and I actually watched it a second time, just because the first time we were just a little bit distracted, and I wanted to make sure that I really was getting the full themes and everything. But I wrote down today, how is Woody so self-aware? How does he know so much more than the other characters?
Right.
He knows how to use batteries. He knows about light bulbs and plastic and having a moving buddy and all of these things. He is definitely way smarter than everybody else, but he uses that to his advantage, and I don't like it.
Maybe he's just a way older toy.
In general, he
in
knows
general,
more.
So he knows more. Because I think in Toy Story 2, they kind of go on about
he was a
how
very old TV show.
he's an old
Yeah.
TV show, so maybe he was an old toy that was in a
Woody's
box for a long
Roundup.
time or something like that. And, yeah, that TV show was in black and white, I think. And then
See, I don't remember Toy Story 2 at all, and so
Oh,
maybe
okay,
that's
so
why I don't know.
Woody is part of a TV show. It's Woody, Jesse, Bullseye, the Prospector.
The Prospector.
So they were all part of this cartoon TV show called Woody's Roundup, and so that's why Woody the toy was very popular. It sounds like Woody's Roundup. See, I know the second movie better. So
I'm looking at her I don't.
then
know
that cartoon kind of just came to an end.
song.
And I mean, Buzz
And obviously
Lightyear
Buzz Lightyear
was the
took
new
over.
Cartoon,
Okay.
so then he was the new toy. So yes, he's an older toy, but maybe because, I mean, if you think about a cowboy, cowboys are kind of very efficient. You know what I mean? They kind of have a lot of tricks up their sleeves, I would think, or they have to be kind of intelligent.
Sure.
And also in the TV show, if you think about how Buzz was programmed to be how he was, he literally thought he was in the show and was playing the part.
Yeah.
In the TV show Woody's Roundup, he and Bullseye are having to find these creative ways to stop the prospector from blowing stuff up and things like that, and utilize ropes and things around them to create stuff. So maybe that's just why he knows more. I don't know. He's cunning.
Cunning.
Yeah, he is. A little
But
evil.
I still like Buzz better. What about you, Luis?
Are we still talking about who you like better, or are we talking about why Woody is smart? Because
Sorry, both.
Kind of both.
okay.
Who do you like better,
Okay.
first of all?
Because I kind of lost track of the conversation. Sorry. First off, who do I like best? I'm gonna go with Woody. Buzz
Really?
annoyed me. Buzz annoyed me because he
Because of his programming?
literally thought it was a toy.
He
But-
thought he was a
but-
space cop.
He didn't know.
Space Ranger.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure all the other peeps knew they were toys from the beginning. So Buzz was annoying for that reason. But going back to your guys' discussion over, how he was very well knowing and knew a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's probably old. But also, I mean, look at the other toys he's surrounded by. They're kind of...
He's got a T-Rex and a...
He's got a T-Rex that's not scary, wants to be scary, that avoids confrontation. Right. He has a what appears to be a very, very old Slinky Dog toy that's just going to go with whatever he says. The only one that really kind of has a brain there is
Potato Head.
Mr. Potato
Mr.
Head.
Potato Head.
I love Potato Head.
I hate Mr. Potato Head.
You're so wrong. Potato Head is wonderful.
Potato Head is Gene.
Yeah, so let's... Oh, my God.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Let's talk about these, side toy characters. So we have Mr. Potato Head. We have Rex. We have...
Slinky Dog.
Bo
Peep.
What's the pig's name?
Ham,
which I made the comment during the movie when we were watching it. Ham is not a toy. Ham is a piggy bank.
He's just a piggy bank.
A piggy bank is not a toy.
So it makes me wonder, how did he get involved with all of these other, normal toys? I
guess kids own piggy banks, when they're young. But to me, it's not a toy. It's a piggy bank.
But it might have been a toy to Andy, and Andy might have just pulled his piggy bank down.
That's the only loophole I saw in this movie, was that Ham was not a toy.
And he's a piggy bank.
But
he's a regular inanimate object.
Right.
I remember really, really liking Slinky Dog growing up, just maybe because he was a dog. I don't know. I mean, I love dogs. But watching this movie when we did the last time, I freaking love Mr. Potato Head. Luis,
I thought Luis
was
going to lose his mind when we watched it today.
Potato Head is great.
Why?
I remember Luis being like, oh, he's being ridiculous when they were all going to take Woody back in. And he was like, no, he literally tried to murder Buzz and you guys are going to take him back in. And I think he was right, though. Mr. Potato Head was right.
Mr. Potato Head was right.
Not trying to give him a chance.
If you thought he murdered a toy, they literally saw Buzz's arm dangling in front of a window. You're going to give that murderer another chance? I mean, he was the voice of reason, and usually you like the voice of reason in movies.
Voice of reason? There's no reason behind you're guilty, 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 guilty.
Well, there was lots of proof.
There's no reason.
There was lots of evidence.
There's lots of evidence.
There's no reason there. Okay? Had he been of sound mind, he would have said, okay, yeah, you're guilty, but let's sit down and look at... No, as soon as he thought he made up his mind, he's like, hey, let's get rid of him.
He was trying to protect the other toys.
There's no voice of reason.
They're toys.
No voice of reason.
This is the segment of the show when Michelle and Luis argue. Well, someone back me up on this Potato Head here.
There's no voice of reason there? No voice?
There's a lot.
None?
He has a lot of voices. He could have multiple mouths and change them out. He's got a
lot of voices. But in neither one of those mouths does he have reason.
This one has a mustache. This one doesn't have a mustache.
Yeah,
you like how he shaves and he just pops it off? I wish that's how I could shave my legs. Just pop up.
Well, I wish that mustache must have some reason, but it didn't.
So do you get really mad when you see the Mr. Potato Head at the Toy Story Mania ride now?
No, I don't. I just really thought he was annoying in this movie.
Okay.
So, just like Gene.
What about you? Who's your favorite sidebar toy?
I love Mr. Potato Head a lot. He is really cool. But I think I like Rex a lot.
Thank you.
Just because the idea of a super scared and kind of useless Tyrannosaurus Rex dinosaur is very fun to me.
He should definitely be the scariest character in that entire room.
Right.
And he is probably the least scary and also the most afraid of everything. And I think that's
kind of useless. His tail's always hitting things. He has very tiny arms.
He knocks his head out. He knocks himself out by hitting things.
At one point he roars and blows Mr. Potato Head's entire face off.
Yes.
It's well, this dude is powerful. Why isn't he using this power?
Because he just doesn't.
In Toy Story 2, when Woody, it's basically a lot of the time those three toys are together. So Potato Head, Ham, and Rex. And Rex he's freaking hilarious.
Oh, he's too funny. I actually have him as a pillow pet because it's too funny. Oh yeah, He's quite comfy.
I love those pillow pets.
And that, again, is a good indicator of how bad of a T-Rex he is if he is a cuddly pillow.
He's so cute, though. He's like a cute dinosaur.
Oh, he's very cute.
Yeah. Also, we didn't talk about Bo Peep. She's freaking sassy.
Bo Peep is very sassy. And
porcelain, did you notice?
Right.
Yeah, she's so shiny.
She has a shiny face.
At first, I don't think I would have noticed that. I thought she was more of like a Barbie type.
Right.
But
Yeah.
no, she's definitely a porcelain doll.
And
Which
she's
is weird.
super shiny, which they even did in the animation, which I don't remember that, so
Me
I was
neither.
kind of interested in that. But the relationship she has with Woody is just so interesting to me. Like, how did that happen? I don't know. Because
Well,
she's like the top girl of the toy room.
He's
I
a
don't know.
cowboy, and
She's pretty much the only girl.
and she's
He's a
lady.
cowboy and she's a sheep, and he herds sheep.
She herds the sheep.
Well, I mean, really look at them. Like, you know, I said,
He was
male
a
and
boy.
female.
Yeah.
She was a girl.
He's like a man, and she's
Well, you
like
Oh
think
my
Mr.
God.
Potato Head and Bo Peep would work out? No.
He's a
He
potato.
had Mrs. Potato Head, okay?
In two?
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, well, he got her. That's why he
So who
shaved
really
at the end
would
of the
be
movie.
He had to
this
shave.
here with Bo Peep? It definitely would not have been Rex or any of the other ones because that's just
Mr.
weird.
Spell.
I don't know how
And
she.
Bo Peep.
Mr. Spell.
Oh my god.
He writes me such good poetry. I just.
What about the
He's
buff
so
dude,
analytical.
Brock or whatever his name is?
Oh
Rocky?
yeah.
Rocky.
Oh, Rocky, the super buff one.
Yeah.
I don't think he has any lines, does he?
He said like
He doesn't
one.
say.
No,
he's a
actually,
strong silent type.
They tell him what to do,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah,
does
they
it.
just tell him
He's
what
a
to do.
muscle.
Some of the other toys in there, there's like the one that's like the eyeballs, like the
Lenny.
Lenny.
Lenny, that's
Yeah.
his name, Lenny.
Yeah.
I like him, and then I like Sketch too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Etch a Sketch. Yeah.
Draw.
I used to have
Those are
one of
good.
those.
And it's
I love Etch a Sketches.
Well, we should get into kind of this conversation. I really paid attention to like when they first introduced to Andy's room. I was looking around at all of the toys to be like, how many of these toys are actually like toys I had as a child? And like a lot of the sidebar toys, like there was a lot I had. Like I saw ring stackers in there, and there was shape sorters, and there was like the monkeys in a jar.
in a barrel.
I definitely had
I
monkeys in a
feel like
barrel.
pretty much any toy that wasn't a
Operation.
main character that had lines
I
was
had 'em.
real.
Right.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Because like Rex and Mr. Potato Head is real too,
Sure.
but like those ones are more. They're less
like we had them.
right. But the board games on the
Yeah.
dresser
There was like
and
Candyland.
Yeah, there's
and
Operation
all of those were real.
Candyland.
Mousetrap, they had
Mhm.
Battleship,
Yeah.
Speaking about toys that we have,
Checkers,
what came first? The toy
Chicken?
Mr. Potato Head
or the egg.
before the movie? Or did Mr. Potato Head come into fruition as a result of Toy Story?
No, I believe
I
he
think
was-
it was a toy.
I believe
was
that
already
Mr.
a toy.
Potato
So
Head
Yeah.
is a toy.
because I really don't remember Mr. Potato Head
You never
before
had one?
watching the
I
movie.
think that he
I've never
gained
saw one.
popularity after this movie because he was
Yeah.
sassy, but he was a real toy.
Yo,
Mm.
Mr. Potato Head has been around since 1952.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow.
He was
Like
real,
the
real.
original, and they make him look like the original
Yes.
Mr. Potato Head. I work with children, and we have a Mr. Potato Head, but all the pieces you put on him are Darth Vader, so we call him Darth Tato. It's funny.
It should really be Darth Tater.
Head.
Darth Tater. Well, we've been calling him Darth Tato for so
Fries.
long now. I don't know if we can change his name.
Hash
But it's really
browns,
fun.
Mashed potatoes.
Has some spuds.
With
Idaho.
ketchup. Yum.
I like that.
I'm hungry now.
Speaking
Do you guys
of
want some tater tots?
ooh,
Yes.
tater tots.
Tater tots
Aw.
are always
Some
good. You
Darth
can't say
tater tots.
no.
Darth
seriously.
Tater Tots.
Tater tots are
Man,
always
maybe
good.
I am going to call him Darth Tater now. I don't know. But while we're on the conversation of
Mr.
Andy's,
Light Beer. Mr. Light Snack.
those things are funny.
I'm just saying, that's hilarious. Sorry. I just keep interrupting today. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. That's fun. That's funny. I just thought since we're still on the conversation of Andy's room,
Yes.
like let's talk about like the iconic things that we
Yes.
see in there. So
See
the
in the
Luxo
room.
ball, which first of all we know we were like the Pixar ball, like when it bounced out. But it's the Luxo ball, which is from one of the original Pixar shorts that has Luxo ball in it. And so they kind of put that Easter egg into this movie.
And I think he shows up. I'm calling him a he.
It's a he.
I think
I
the
don't know.
ball-
Senor
Could be.
Ball bounces through, I think, 3 times in this movie. So you
Yeah,
see him
quite a
multiple times.
few. And then also, there's a scene where you can see books on a shelf in the background, and they have the names of a lot of the Pixar shorts in there. More like the names of the books, and it would say like by John Lasseter because we all know he's like
He
the
was the one who
Pixar
wrote it.
dude that
Mhm.
kind of was one of the original Pixar people. What else did we see in there?
We saw in one scene, you see like a zoomed out view of the bed, and on the wall there is a big clock that actually looks like a really giant watch, and
That
it's
one was
actually
so funny.
Mickey Mouse, and his hands are the hands of the
It's
clock.
like the classic Mickey Mouse watch.
It's like a Mickey Mouse
Clock
clock, which I
watch.
feel like my family probably had. We also had this phone that was Mickey Mouse, and when it would ring, he would go, like, you can't see me. Okay. Well, he would like move back and forth and be like, haha, you got a phone call. And so like I feel like
Shut up, I need that.
that's like probably what the watch would do when it would like be midnight. It's like, haha.
It's funny because on my Apple Watch, I can put like a Mickey Mouse watch face.
Oh yeah.
And that's like one of the first watch faces.
You can
that
put Buzz
they had.
Lightyear too.
And now
We did
this
that.
year, you can put Buzz Lightyear or Woody on.
I
as a
really
watch
wish you
face
could
as
see
well.
my face. I think I might need an
She
Apple
looks
Watch,
upset.
Lou.
But
You need no Apple Watch.
and it's cool because
Wow.
they
Dun,
like
dun,
move around
dun.
and like Buzz like goes in and out of frame of the watch. And
It is
it's,
really
like,
cool.
looking at you and stuff. It's
Andre
cool.
and
I'll show you
I
after the
frequent
podcast.
we frequent Disneyland, and one of the first things he usually does is when we're in line, like in the morning to get into the park, he changes the watch face on his watch to the Disney
Time
one.
to be a Disney watch face. for
He'll be
the
like,
day.
I'm at Disneyland.
Well,
Quite
now I
funny.
feel the need to make fun of you, everyone. He's wearing an Apple Watch and a Fitbit. Get it on, man.
Listen,
You don't need
I got
both.
I got a lot of data that I need to collect from my own body, and I need both of these devices to do it. Leave me
I
alone.
can't. Now I feel better that I made
If
fun
we
of you.
put
Moving on.
a if we put a Fitbit on Woody, he would have a lot of steps. Just saying.
Just because he runs around a lot.
Because he
He's
flails
flailing.
like Kermit.
Yeah.
Flails.
He, at,
He
one,
does.
at one point when he's running behind the moving truck, he was running and his arms were going and his legs were going really crazy. And
Well-
it literally reminded me it reminded me of Kermit the Frog, and so that made me laugh. But I really I liked I like the attention to detail because I think the four of us have watched a lot of Lego movies together, and so
Oh, yeah.
we always
Sure.
talk about how the Legos move when they walk or they run, and it makes us laugh because
Right.
it's
So
so
funny.
true
Yeah,
to what they
move
would
exactly how a Lego moves.
and so this made me think of that because Buzz was very succinct in his movement back and forth with like his plastic and how he
Right.
would run. But Woody was because he's so clothy, he just ran like
It's
like
amazing that he can stand
Yeah.
up.
oh yeah, his body just didn't. Oh, his
He's
little
a flailer.
Also,
Yeah.
too, don't forget, if you paid attention to the way he was created, he has no elbows or no knees.
Right.
Those are joints that pretty much make your body move with
But they
fluidity.
just flop.
So that's why he flops because
It's
you know
hilarious.
he doesn't have an elbow to catch his hand from.
well,
flopping
and that's
like
where the
Kermit.
seam of like that's where he's sewn.
Right.
So he just he
It
can't
just
keep.
flops. He's just got cotton in his forearms and his biceps, and everything else is just.
He can't work out. That's
what
why he's
what year
salty.
did this movie come out again?
This movie came out in 1995.
Okay, so the animation in this movie is
Amazing.
amazing because there was one point where Luis was talking about the little green men, and he was like, what did you say about the green men?
Well, typically when those toys were made, sometimes like I don't know in the way they were fabricated or something, like there was always like a piece of plastic that was residual,
Like in the seam, right? Like
it
down
was
it.
somewhere, but I'm pretty sure it's because that's how they were connected.
Right.
Because I'm sure like they make these and like
In like
a
a big
row.
plastic sheet or whatever, and
Yes,
then they cut them up or something
and
like
then
that.
after like when they go through their process, like Andre said, they cut them up. And the main reason why they had that plastic thing in the back is because they weren't perfectly cut,
Mhm.
which I thought was awesome because, as you pointed out, the animation paid very good detail to everything, especially that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was impressive. And then also Mr. Potato Head. If you've ever had a Potato Head toy, like the actual potato body is kind of grainy.
Yes.
And they did that so well. Like when I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, that literally looks like a Potato Head
and
toy.
Rex as well.
Yeah, he has
Rex-
that same kind of
they all look
texture.
good.
The
he's
plastic.
really
grainy,
good.
but he also has his like scale cut out.
Yeah.
Plus the color. They did a really good
And
job
for
on
the
these
time,
characters.
I mean, granted, this was the first Pixar movie, and now Coco being the recent, we all know Pixar does an amazing job with animation. But this came out in '95. I think that's extremely impressive.
So I was reading, and not only is this the first first Pixar movie, but this is the first ever feature-length computer animated movie.
right.
ever.
Yeah, so like that 3D
Like at all.
computer
Yeah.
animated.
I wouldn't. If you told me that with me not knowing that, I would not have believed you.
I didn't know until I read it.
Well, and if you think
just a few minutes
about,
ago.
we talked about Lion King last week, and that came out in the same year or the year after.
94.
The year
The
before.
year before. And the animation in that was just kind of so-so to us. And this one was like, oh, I don't know.
It's a completely different caliber.
Right.
I thought I was we had recently seen Coco, so I thought when we watched Toy Story, I was going to be like, well, the animation's kind of going to suck compared to what they do now. But for this time that it's amazing.
It holds up really well.
Well, and I think that the main difference when I look at the animation to me is in this movie, everything that is supposed to be catching your eye has great detail.
Right.
So if it's in the foreground, it's going to have a lot of really good detail. It's the background where it's flat.
Yeah.
But if you think about it,
That's
when
exactly
you're-
what cartoons do, too.
exactly.
Yeah.
When you're watching a movie, you're really not supposed to, quote unquote, right? You're not really supposed to be paying attention to what's happening behind the scene.
Right.
It's now recently that animators are really starting to focus on backdrops. And that's what takes the difference between something more recent and this movie. Because
Right.
I think that the detail that they put in is pretty dang
Is
comparable
really
to what we
good.
do now.
It's
And if you
fantastic.
think about
The colors were
um,
brilliant. It
and
just-
even the movement, like it didn't
yeah.
seem.
Yeah, it's animated very
It's
well.
very
It's
good.
smooth.
One of my favorite things they did is that Buzz Lightyear like actually glowed in the dark.
Oh,
And they
I loved
changed
that.
the
That's so
green
cool.
for him. Like that was super cool. And then another scene that I really
And
like.
I don't remember him glowing when I was
I
a
don't
kid.
remember that as a kid. Because then Woody kind of made that comment, like, you're so cool, you glow in the dark. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's glowing in the dark. Like when he's in with all the alien toys in the claw scene and it's like kind of dark, he glows. It's super cool.
Oh, see, I didn't notice it there. I noticed it when he was in Sid's room, when he was in the back.
Yes.
When it was dark.
Oh, yes, he did glow there too. Speaking of the aliens, like if we had to say what's my favorite character in general, oh my god, I was obsessed with those aliens as a kid, and I still like love them.
Claw.
They're so cool. I think Emily had said that you didn't really understand that scene as a kid.
No, I did
It
not.
makes sense now though.
Oh my gosh, I think it's hilarious. Plus, I like how he said, and, yeah, as a kid, I did not, I
He's been
didn't understand it.
chosen.
Now,
Right.
after he's chosen, after the alien who gets chosen is in the backpack with Buzz and Woody, he goes, "Nirvana is coming." Stop.
So
As a kid, I would have had
Funny.
absolutely
Right,
no idea.
no idea what
It
that
went
even
one.
means.
It went in one ear and out the other. But
Yes.
now it's like, oh my!
He was the
I
chosen one.
love those little aliens.
He
They're
went on to
so
a better place.
cool.
Did he though?
And it sounds kind of bad because they give the squeaky alien toy to his dog, but I like totally want one of those for my dog. My dog's not evil like Sid's dog, so it's okay.
Good.
Oh,
Scud,
Skid.
Skid,
we should talk
Good.
about
Scud.
Sid.
Philip.
Because Sid,
Blah, blah, blah. That's his
Sid
name.
is a tiny little like psychopath. I'm pretty
He's
sure.
a tiny little
I'm,
demon.
I'm pretty sure that dude is going to grow up and become a horrible monster.
So with that said, we had all said this when we were watching the movie, but if you look at Sid's T-shirt, it's a skull. And as a kid, I just thought he's evil. It's a skull. Whatever.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like what else? I didn't know the difference.
Right.
But then as adults now, and us watching other TV shows, and us knowing some things about the comic universe in general, we said it's very reminiscent of the Punisher skull, even though it doesn't look quite like it.
Right.
With the black and the
It's
very
close.
white skull, I think that was their homage
Because
to
he
the Punisher.
punishes toys.
Oh, Sid totally would have loved the Punisher.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Which I'm sure he got his hands on. This is a comic book, and he's a kid. He could
Sid
totally
is
get-
awful. Like, I know last week I said Scar was evil, but like Sid, I know he's a kid and he's just supposed to be like a bully and he like bullies around toys and stuff, but it's freaking terrifying.
Nah,
Hey.
he's mini Scar.
Yeah.
He's gonna grow up to be
Yeah.
Scar.
Definitely.
gonna
You got to
grow up
give
to
the
be
kid some
Scott.
credit though, because he did his homework to become who he is.
Oh yeah.
And what I mean
Yeah.
by that is,
For sure.
if you paid attention to one of the scenes, there was a manual or something for intense interrogation or something like
Right.
that.
yeah,
It really
yeah.
was,
And
that was hilarious.
I promise you, he read that book
Cover to
right,
cover.
to cover, right before he did that little sun circle on Woody's forehead.
He
Okay.
probably did.
It was like
So,
torture and interrogation technique.
He is a
Yes.
sociopath in another level because he's reading literature on how to be a sociopath.
He takes all of his toys,
This is pre-internet, so he had
takes
to do
them
what he had to do.
completely apart, and puts them back together as little Frankenstein toys, like he's a little.
Guess he can sew.
mad
He's a
genius.
man of all talents. He can sew. He can torture. I don't know.
He's a master at explosives.
He can order fireworks off the
I just wanna know-
non-existent internet.
I'm
He
just
probably
gonna
ordered
say
it out
his
of a catalog.
parents. His parents were there, but they were non-existent.
Both
They
of his
need to-
parents were there in the house. And
Dad was asleep for sure. Didn't I like how there was like root beer cans crushed up in his room like beer.
It totally looked like beer cans everywhere. It was hilarious.
so funny.
Beer cans.
How did he order that firework?
Well, and it says like something like keep out of hands of children.
Right, yeah.
And he's like, probably ordered it out of like a catalog,
Yeah,
right?
got a catalog,
Like,
he called on the phone. He made his order. And
There's
he
no
shipped it to his
way.
house.
My name is Mom.
that's crazy.
Last name Phillips.
I think it is Phillips. Right?
It is.
Well, what if this was a catalog where you mailed in your order?
Oh, even better. You didn't have to call in. They did those.
Probably.
Do you remember like the Nickelodeon commercials where they were like, make sure a parent says that it's
Yes.
okay that you buy this?
Nah, they
Make
were
sure
just.
to ask your parents if you can order this gooey crap that we're selling on TV.
That's definitely probably what happened. One of the complete scariest moment of this entire movie, and I'm saying it's scary because it's terrifying, is when Sid leaves the room and Woody and Buzz are in the backpack and they get out of the backpack and the spider doll head missing eyeball thing.
It's a porcelain head, which is
whatever
creepy.
that
course.
thing is, it crawls out
Baby
from,
doll spider.
from under the bed and it just turns its head like and it's like no.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I wrote down that this is the first animated feature, especially in the Disney Pixar repertoire, that has a horror moment.
Yes,
It's horrible.
It's
Like,
truly
that is
out of a horror film
because that is not in any way kind of scary. That like
It's
like, very
terrifying.
legitimately everything about it, like the hair was
hair.
cut down. There was
And there
missing an
are.
eyeball.
Have you ever? This
and
is
it just
really
stares
random.
and it doesn't talk,
Yeah.
and it makes that clink clink clink
Oh,
sound.
and
it
all the
walks.
holes. Have you like heard those phobias like where there's like things that have
Don't say that. I have it. I have it.
Well,
It's
maybe
called-
that's why you don't like that
Yes.
thing's head.
What's it called?
When you're like scared of things that have a lot of holes in them.
I meant
I have a phobia
I don't know
of
what it's
Swiss
called.
cheese skin, but we don't need to go into it
Swiss
because
cheese
if I
skin.
don't say it again.
Sorry.
Don't say
So,
it
anyways,
again.
and
Now I'm
they
thinking
really
about it.
do. If you think about the references, okay, so that's like a horror movie reference. Really, there's the
Andre-
Punisher, which is like a reference to something scary, and then Andre
Oh,
noticed
Oh,
something
yeah.
super amazing, which I never would have because
I
I've
would have
never
never.
seen the movie.
So, like, as Woody is escaping from Sid's room for the first time, and Buzz starts to walk out, you see the carpet that's in the hallway of Sid's house, and it's the same carpet that is in the hotel of the movie The Shining, which is a terribly scary movie.
which is hilarious
with
because
terribly crazy people. in it.
I've seen this movie, but Andre's
never
like,
seen it.
it's the carpet from The Shining, and I'm like, shut up! And he literally pulls it up on his phone. It's the exact
Same
same
carpet.
Same
which
carpet.
is terrifying.
You've
I've never
obviously seen that movie enough to know.
I've only seen The Shining like two
He's
or
a
three
movie
times.
buff, though.
What the heck? Who's looking at the
It's
carpet?
a creepy
Andre
carpet.
is.
Well, and Woody also, his head turns all the way around his neck from The Exorcist.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, you see all these things, but you know what even gets me more than that is just the step up in almost like adult, like we talked about, adult themes when Mr. Potato Head is kind of threatening Woody or whatever.
Yeah.
He has etched draw, and he draws like a hangman's noose.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
like,
was
we
like,
will
straight
kill you.
crazy. Like, that's... As a kid, I wouldn't have got that, but when I think about it now, I'm like, dude, that's
Yeah.
pretty rough.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane.
It's a lynching. It's weird.
We all shudder.
So there was definitely.
And Sid's dog was evil. I mean, that
Yeah.
dog
Scud.
had the teeth.
Yeah.
That gave me the heebie-jeebies. Have you ever seen like the picture of those deep underwater sea fish that have like the
The
little
lights.
light over
like
them?
from
And then
Finding Nemo?
yes, and their teeth are super crazy. But have you
Yeah.
seen like a picture of a real one?
Yes.
That's what Scud looked like.
Scud's teeth look like 2017 version of its teeth.
Right.
That too. There you
Yeah.
go.
that.
That dog
Pennywise
should not
teeth.
have that many teeth.
There was too many. He never
Way
lost his
too
puppy
many.
teeth.
Had, like,
Hey,
shark
hey,
teeth.
I don't want to think about it. Let's
Let's
move
talk
on.
about Sid's teeth.
Oh, Sid's teeth are also the stuff of horror
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
No
His
wonder.
parents don't have enough money for braces, obviously.
There,
But they
he had
obviously have enough
braces.
money to
Oh,
buy
that's
a
right.
There was
rocket,
braces on the outside of those.
There
buggers.
was?
He needed more braces.
but they had enough money to buy him a rocket.
I don't know.
He did not know about the rocket.
He obviously
I
sold
don't
his
think.
mother's credit card.
Which happens
Yeah.
to have some money for him.
All right, well, yeah, I guess.
mean,
they
well,
can't
this-
pay their electricity
you know
bill
what?
this
There
month,
is
but-
a difference between a $40 firecracker and $2,000 braces, Louis.
Right, that's true.
That rocket was not $40. It was what was it called? The big one or the crazy one?
I don't remember what the rocket was called, but it was probably
It was
the
like
big one
the
or something.
giant rocket.
No, I think he said the big one.
Yeah, something like that.
That might be
Stop
wrong.
saying
That's
that.
indicative of being the best one.
But I mean, the rocket ended up helping him out at the end, so that's okay.
Yes.
So, fun fact about my gorgeous boyfriend Andre over here.
Oh.
He used to work
Hey.
at John's Incredible Pizza.
Oh,
Which
yes.
is pretty much
Pizza
Pizza
Planet.
That is very true. John's
Oh, it's-
Incredible Pizza
it's
is
Pizza
a
Planet.
huge pizza place that has a bunch of games and toys, kind of like Chuck E. Cheese, but bigger and
Better, honestly.
Better, yeah.
Less
I
nice.
personally hated it there, but
Pizza Planet would have been legit.
Fun
Oh,
fact,
it was
Yeah.
totally Pizza
I
Planet.
didn't get to work with any of the games. If I got to work,
my
with the
nephew
games.
actually works there right now. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's
A Pizza Planet?
Yeah. No. Yes. No. John's Incredible Pizza.
At Joey's, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
I
Yeah.
liked Pizza Planet. So,
Pizza Planet was cool though.
I
had
think
more
it was
games.
either the scene before they go to Pizza Planet, like when they're in the gas station, or the scene after. I can't remember. But there's like a few Star Wars references in this
my
movie.
gosh, it's right
that-
before that.
It's right before that when they're like at the gas station or something.
Yes. And he looks up at the moon, and what does he say, Andre? Because I know you
I don't
remember.
remember exactly what he says.
Did you write it down? Oh.
Hang on, let me see.
He says something like, "I have to get to the far side of the galaxy because I have plans of,
Like
about the-
destroying a planet. Or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
Oh, that's what it is. Emperor Zurg is basically Darth Vader.
Yes,
Yeah,
'cause
100%.
he's like building a Death Star in this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Buzz is saying. Buzz
Yes.
is like, I've got to get back because Emperor Zurg is
And
building
now
a
that
weapon
I
of
think
mass
about
destruction.
it, oh my god. Now that I think about it,
She is having
the
a
Emperor
moment.
Zurg movie that I'm talking about
It's
is
Toy Story
literally
2.
No, the one that I talked
Oh,
about,
the
the
animated
Star
one.
Command Adventure.
It's just Star Wars?
Yeah, or is it Toy Story 2 where he's like walking over the things and like they have a battle with like
That's Toy Story
Oh.
2. Yes. It has a ton of Star Wars.
So it's
references.
Star Wars.
so
but
he's
it-
Star Wars.
but in this
he's
one,
Darth Vader.
in Toy
He's
Story-
Darth Tater.
Before that, Sid, he was saying some Darth Vader lines too, like when he had Woody in his hands and he was like, "Where's your rebel base? No matter. I have ways of making
Yes.
you talk."
Yeah, he was being Darth
Yes.
He
Vader.
was being Darth Vader.
Oh,
when he was torturing
that
him.
was actually funny. I liked that. But another cool fact about the gas station before blah
Before
blah blah
Pizza
blah, blah
Planet.
blah blah. I lost my train of thought. guys.
Were you talking about
Blah,
how
blah,
the
blah,
gas
blah, blah.
station is
Yes.
Dynaco,
Yes.
Oh yeah, that
and Dynaco is from
Cars.
But
But you
also,
think about how far in the future Cars was. I don't know if they had already known like they were going to put it in Cars, like Dynaco.
well,
They might. Well,
it might be a thing like, "Hey, have we ever done a gas station before?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have. It's Dynaco. Let's use Dynaco.
oh yeah.
Probably.
Also,
something like
the
that.
dinosaur that is on Dynaco is supposed to be the dinosaur from The Good Dinosaur.
Yes,
I
it
didn't know
definitely
that.
is.
Oh, I learned something
Which is
new
a
every
very
day.
underrated movie. Love
Luis
that movie.
loves that movie.
Andre fell asleep when we watched
Not
it.
top 5.
Oh, awkward. But we are talking about Toy Story. So,
We'll get to The Good Dinosaur.
yeah, so
one
that
day.
was another cool fact.
Did you?
Um,
This is a really cool fact, and it's funny because this comes from my mom. I was very proud of
oh,
her.
your mom?
Yes. Did you write down what the name of the toolbox was?
I did.
Oh.
I know Andre wrote it, but
Hang on, let me see
at
if I
one
can find
point, Woody
In Sid's
is
room.
Yes, in Sid's room, Woody's stuck under an egg crate, which has a toolbox on top of it, and so he can't get out. He can't like free himself because the toolbox is too heavy. Well, Woody is played by, help me, what's his face?
Tim
no,
Allen.
No, he's
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
And Buzz
It's Tim
is
Allen.
Tim Allen. But the toolbox on the top has the name of the company that Tim Allen worked for in Home Improvement. So just
I
another
have the name, by the way.
Tim the Tool Man, something.
Taylor.
Taylor.
Louis.
The name of the toolbox is Binford Tools.
Yes, Binford Tools.
That's
Which
right.
your mom noticed when we were
Yeah,
watching
she was
it.
like, "Oh, look, Binford, that's from Home Improvement."
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool too because even just another little
Right.
little
They're doing
hint at
Easter
the
eggs to other stuff. In
Which
here.
are really the things that keep like adults like super interested
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Like, oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I think this is one of the first movies that really cared about Easter eggs in things, or at
Yeah.
least
For
set
sure.
the tone for what Easter eggs would look like
Pixar
in the
is
future.
like an Easter egg crazy. Like
They
Oh,
love
yeah.
Easter eggs. They love doing
Pixar
them,
movies
like-
definitely have tons of Easter
well,
eggs.
speaking of, what's like the number one Easter egg in all Disney movies, Friends, that comes from this movie?
Mickey.
What?
Mickey?
No,
I
the-
said the hidden
Serious?
Mickey.
the Toyota truck and
Thank
also
you.
the
Oh,
ball.
that's
Yo.
right.
The Pizza Planet.
Pizza Planet truck.
Yo.
Yo.
Oh,
You-
by the way, before we continue,
Yeah.
sorry. Shout out to Carol Benefield for helping us with that Easter egg. Thank you.
Yeah, I already said that.
You said your mom.
Oh, her name
Yeah,
is.
we
her
got a
name's
name.
Carol Benefield.
There you go.
Hi, Carol.
So back to my
Hey,
shout
Carol.
out.
Hey.
you.
Thanks, Carol.
Ooh,
That's so funny.
I just got a face. Whoop. Okay,
Face.
well, so yeah, I forgot what I was saying.
So did I.
Nubbins.
Nubbins.
Okay, you were talking about the major Easter eggs.
Oh,
that
yes.
Toyota-
Oh, yo.
So the Pizza Planet truck, you see it over and over and
Right.
over throughout Disney movies.
Yes.
So I
Everything.
think that's really cool that from the beginning that becomes a really tried and true Easter egg throughout Disney
Yes.
movies.
For sure.
Excuse me, Pixar.
Yeah. They also have
Now
like,
Disney,
the-
whatever.
I think we were looking at one of the license plates. I can't remember if it's Andy's mom's license plate, but one of them
Mhm.
says A113.
113.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that is
That's
like,
an Easter egg.
that
too.
is like the room of the animation studio where
Mhm.
Pixar makes all of their.
So those
good
that
stuff.
sequence like A113 is in every single
Yeah,
Pixar
it's
movie.
like
Uh-huh.
those Pixar movies.
So that's really cool as well. And another thing is that if you pay attention to the signage inside of the movie, like the Eagleman's or Eggleston
The
moving truck,
company.
that was actually the head art designer. His last name was Eggleston.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Ralph Eggleston.
It'd be cool if I was like, an animator, could just throw my name into everything. That'd be cool.
It's interesting. There was I was reading earlier, and there's a lady who's like she was a camera manager, so she didn't really have too much to do with like the writing of the movie or anything like that. But she was on set petitioning to get her name in the movie somehow.
Oh my God, good for
And
her.
So
That would be me.
So on the top of Sid's backpack, it says Julie McBarfel has cooties. And her real name is Judy McDonald. So they put her name in the movie, but they called her Julie McBarfel.
Good for them. That is hilarious. Like, oh yeah, we gonna do it, but we gonna do good.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're not just
man.
getting your name in the movie.
I wonder if that was like
Talk
what they.
about biting more off than you
Than
can
you can
chew.
I wonder if like they called her that, like they made fun of her, and they're like, "Fine, this is what
Whatever,
we're gonna call
Julie
you,"
McBarfel.
because this is 10th grade. or-
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Hope people aren't calling each other that in 10th grade.
10th
We'll
grade.
bring it back to like 3rd grade.
Fifth grade. Yeah.
You
I
are
don't
a
know.
sad, strange little man.
And I pity you.
And I pity you. And then he throws up the. I can't do it.
The what? The Star Trek's hand sign?
Yeah.
Live long and prosper?
It's really cute because it took me and Michelle like 20 minutes to do that, and
Michelle's
Andre
still
just.
I
Michelle's
can't do
still
it.
trying to do
I
it.
can't do it.
Can you
But
make
that's
'em-
like.
Can you make them chop like scissors like this?
No, but maybe if you push my back, I'll have a karate chop action.
Oh, dude, karate chop action is the coolest thing that it does.
Okay, so fun fact. Well, this isn't really fun fact. Like I said, I work with children, and one of the kids, he has a. They're laughing at me because I actually did the karate
She
chop.
actually chopped the table. Also, I actually touched her back to make her chop.
We're partially laughing at you.
We're also laughing about
laughing
other
at
things.
Addie because she does that all.
Yeah,
the
our
time.
baby literally does
the
this
karate
hand
chop
thing.
action.
And
Addie
it's,
karate chop action.
oh yeah, so Luis was like, and you don't even have to touch her back. To do it."
Oh, that's so funny.
Anywho.
But anyway, so like I was
Parent
saying,
humor.
I work with children. So I was having a session with a child the other day, and he had a Buzz Lightyear and a Woody toy, and I was like, I want to see if there's a karate chop action on the back of it, and there was. So I
Yes.
spent like 2 minutes just pushing the button, making the kid laugh.
I spent
Oh my
many,
God.
many
So
years
cool.
trying to get my parents to buy me the real Buzz
Buzz
Lightyear
Lightyear?
that has all of the features
It had
of
everything,
the movie
guys.
version.
It had the laser. You would push it, and it was like Buzz Lightyear, Soccer
It
Man,
has
blah blah
three
blah.
buttons that talk. It has the laser.
Mhm.
It has the wings that expand. It has
Oh,
the
yeah.
helmet that goes up. It has everything. He has opposable arms and legs. I want him so bad. I never got him. I'm probably going to go buy him after this because I have money and I'm an adult now. I can do it.
We could do it. The karate chop action got
And
me.
you know
though.
what the lady at the store is going to ask you?
Oh, who's this for?
Yeah.
Me.
It's my brand new nephew.
She's going to ask you the
He's
same
3 years
exact thing she asked me when I was buying your present for Christmas.
Oh, yeah,
She's
that's
like,
right.
oh, is this going in the little boy's room? And I was like,
No, this is a Spider-Man for an adult.
this is an adult's present. And she was like, oh, sorry. I'm like, it's fine.
But I agree. I super want one.
No, that's super cool though. I think
Yeah.
that it's really interesting that they have the real toy, not just a toy of the toy.
like a figurine
Right.
or a stuffed
Or a
animal.
plush
No,
or
yeah,
something.
like
And I didn't
it
look
was the
for
actual toy
because I didn't care about Woody as much. But I'm sure that there was a Woody that
yeah, he had the
had the
Woody when you
drawstring
pulled
and-
it said there was a snake in my boot and
his
like
hat
all
came
that
off
stuff.
and stuff like
But it
that.
wasn't as cool.
But
as
I always
the
had
Buzz.
just the cheap ones. I had a Woody
Again.
whose hat was on all the time and didn't have a drawstring, and a Buzz whose wings didn't pop out. Useless.
If Andre's parents are listening, just ignore
Mom!
him. Oh,
Did he fall with style?
I mean, I tried to throw him gracefully, but
Speaking of falling with style, I think it's time for our segment. Do you know what the segment is?
dun 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 dun.
Dun 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 dun.
It's Luis's battle.
Okay, that got worse, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so for this week, this battle's going to need a little bit of a hefty intro. Okay. So let's all think about at the end of the movie when Woody and Buzz are flying through the air. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Buzz is holding Woody, yes.
Yes.
On the
Buzz-
rocket. The rocket is
Yes.
called the big one, by the way.
Yes, and this is
On the
after-
rocket.
This is after they get rid of the rocket.
Okay.
Okay, so literally.
Oh
Buzz-
yeah, when they're gracefully
Yes,
falling.
Yes.
Okay.
Falling with style.
So, who had a more loving hold on the other?
What?
Woody being held by Buzz,
No.
or Leo holding Kate in the Titanic?
No! Andre, please bring up a picture of both of them so I can compare. You need to post this on the Instagram page.
Hold on a
This is
second.
hilarious.
And for those of you who don't know much about Titanic, spoiler alert, there's a scene where
They die?
the character
Dead.
played by Leo is at the end of the ship, and he is
The front.
holding Kate up on some kind of like stool that allows her to go over the boat, and he
She's just
pretty
on the
much
very edge of the
holds
boat.
Yeah.
her while she has her wings spread open.
Right.
Or her arms. I'm sorry, because she's not some kind of waterfowl or anything.
Andre's
okay?
bringing up the pictures, and I'm gonna laugh so hard I can't.
It's kind of
Near
Jafar.
Joe,
wherever you are. See, I knew that would come full circle. Thank you.
Oh my God.
God!
I'm looking
Oh,
at the
look at
pictures. So
Luis, how did you even know that was a thing?
honestly,
He did good. He did
Whoa!
What do you
okay,
mean?
I'm gonna describe these.
I
Pictures.
never put them together like
I'm
that.
gonna describe these pictures in detail. Okay, so in
good.
Titanic,
Hold on, turn it. I need to
Leonardo DiCaprio is he's
Oh my
holding
God.
he's holding Kate Winslet from behind, right? She's got her arms outstretched completely. She's
Over
looking
the edge of the boat.
over the edge of the boat. She's looking off into the distance. She has a huge smile on her face, right?
and Leo's looking at her.
And Leo's looking at her. They look it's
Lovingly.
so romantic,
Lovingly.
and they both look so happy. And in the Buzz and Woody picture,
oh,
it is almost exactly the
same.
except Woody looks even happier than Kate Winslet did.
Woody looks super happy. His arms are out wide. Buzz is literally holding his waist and looking at Woody.
at him so lovingly, like, oh, we're friends now.
Oh
Whew,
my!
this is the hardest
God.
challenge that we've ever had.
No, it's easy. Freaking Buzz and Woody's so much better. Oh, that's hilarious. That's my vote right there.
This is.
Oh my God, my
What was the
favorite.
question again? Who had a better hold?
Who?
Who had a more loving hold on the other?
Oh,
Oh.
for sure.
Who had
Look
a
it.
more
No,
loving
let's see.
hold?
Where are their hands? His hands are. Oh, his hands are like
Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's
Very-
trying to get fresh.
very close to something they shouldn't be.
Yeah, he's
So that's not very loving. That one's loving. You know why it's loving? Because Woody's life is in Buzz's hands at this moment. It's very loving.
their entire fate depends upon his loving hold upon
His
Woody.
falling with style.
Yes.
Oh, for sure. I think the more loving hold is the two best friends that anybody could have.
Kate and Leo, they're not even in trouble yet. This is just happy times on the boat.
Yeah.
But Buddy and Woods, they are in a dire situation. And look at the face on Woody. He's so
We're gonna
happy.
Buddy and Woods.
Did I do that?
Miss Emily will definitely post these on the Instagram
Oh yeah, you
page
guys
for
need
y'all
to see this. This is
because
hilarious.
Oh my
we need your
God.
votes in on this one too.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna
crying.
say Woody and Buzz.
Yeah,
too.
Woody and Buzz.
I think Woody and Buzz because they look happier.
They look
Yeah.
happier.
Which you wouldn't in a million years think that anyone could be happier than
Right.
Leo and Kate.
What do you think, Lou?
Personally, I do think it is Woody and Buzz.
Woo, yeah. We got a sweep. That's
This
our
is
second
hilarious.
sweep.
This is amazing. Oh my
That was
That was
perfect.
beautiful.
I'm like
Thank
gonna
you.
cry now. So
What
great.
what a good battle. Hallelujah.
Yet another reference. There you go.
Yes.
That was so good.
Wow.
Whew, my face hurts. Like
That was so
too
good.
good.
It's
Too
awesome.
good.
Let's talk about the cast just a little bit because so Tom Hanks voices Woody and Tim Allen voices Buzz. Tim Allen was not the first choice for Buzz. They went to Bill Murray and Jim Carrey and Chevy Chase and Billy Crystal for Buzz Lightyear.
So every single person they went to before him for the Santa Claus.
Yes, exactly. They must have been casting these two movies at almost the exact same time.
They're going down all the lines, and it always
Yeah, okay,
ends up with
let's
Tim
get,
Allen.
Let's get the big guys. So Billy Crystal said no, and apparently it was like the worst decision that he's ever made in his life because after the movie came out, he was like, "Oh my god, that was amazing." So
Yeah.
when
But Billy Crystal is the best.
when
Sorry, go
John
ahead.
Lasseter called him for Monsters Inc., he was like, "Can I speak to Billy Crystal?" And Billy Crystal picked up the phone, and was like, "Yes,
Anything you want."
Put me in anything."
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Mike Wazowski is there couldn't. I don't think anyone could play Mike Wazowski like Billy Crystal
He's
did.
one of the best characters.
Like he is a fantastic Disney iconic character. So I'm glad he didn't do Buzz because I don't think that he would have been able. They wouldn't have put him as Mike.
It wouldn't have been the same. No.
So I'm really glad that they passed him for that.
Yeah.
Or he passed on Toyland.
Yeah. Passed on Toy Story and was great for Monsters Inc., which we'll talk about one day, I'm sure.
Oh, Monsters Inc. I like that movie. Luis actually made the comment that the little girl, that Sid's sister, kind of looked like Boo a
I
little
kind of
bit.
did, but then I took it back because I think her name doesn't match.
Her
Her name's
out.
Hannah.
Her name is Hannah.
And
She's,
and we find the girl's name out in Monsters Inc.
Monsters
right?
Inc. Boo's name is Mary.
Okay,
So it's not the
definitely
same.
is
Not the
no,
same girl.
No, but they did look alike.
I
Yeah.
got
For a hot
two
second there.
things to say, y'all.
Is something
First of
about
all-
Mrs. Nesbit because
Oh my God! Why'd you do that? I was gonna go. I was gonna go. Mrs. Nesbit.
Oh, good.
Aw.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder, but I was glad that it is about that.
I
Go
love
ahead.
Mrs. Nesbit.
Nubbins.
Iconic
Stop.
Buzz. The best Buzz moments from all the movies, like I love Spanish Buzz from the third one. But the
Spanish
best
Buzz.
Buzz moments is like when he's somebody else. So he watches that commercial on Sid's TV and realizes, oh man, I am a toy, and he just gets like super depressed and like jumps off a building and loses his arm. But then he's wearing the apron. He's like, I'm Mrs. Nesbit, and he's like drunk off of tea.
It's so
Hilarious.
funny because he says this line. He goes because he's drinking tea with these two dolls who don't
Marie
have,
Antoinette
who don't
and
have heads.
something.
Yeah, he says 1 minute you're defending the whole galaxy, and suddenly you see yourself Darjeeling with Marie Antoinette and her little sister, and it's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
And they don't have heads. And as a kid, you would never
you
get
have
it.
no idea who Marie Antoinette is. as a
No.
kid. But as an adult, it's like, oh man.
Wait, guys.
Poor little
They
beheaded.
got guillotined by
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
the king of.
Oh, he just had a light bulb on his head.
Louis,
the
wasn't
king
it?
of-
King Louis.
Wasn't
yes,
it
I
Louis
believe.
of France?
Was it?
Yes, in
Yeah?
France. The French Revolution.
Yeah,
I
Louis.
thought so.
Hello, Louis. You should know this.
1793.
You guys share names.
Yeah.
That's
Her and her sister-in-law got
But that's
guillotined
like-
pretty good.
that's such an iconic Buzz scene when he's friggin' Mrs. Nesbit. Mrs. Nesbit now.
And Woody literally has his arm just
I
popped
know, and
out.
it's just like shaking it around. Oh my god.
I love it. And then the other thing I was gonna say was Hakuna Matata. So we talked about on our last episode how the Hakuna Matata song sucked and nobody really listened to it. But what
Wrong.
song was playing in
Oh, you're
Andy's
right.
mom's car
Mhm.
with the little sister? She's just like, ha.
Hakuna
Was Hakuna Matata.
Well, and you know what's really funny is that we've said this multiple times that we listen to the movies or we watch the movies with the subtitles, and when the subtitles popped up, it didn't say like Hakuna Matata from Lion King. It literally said Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh.
Like, and then it was singing. I was like we're
Hakuna
supposed to
Matata.
know who Timon and Pumbaa are.
Yeah.
So apparently, you know, it's
Timon
that-
and Pumbaa.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
see,
you've
this
seen
is
Toy
next
Story,
big-
you've obviously seen The Lion King.
Yeah, it did come out the
guess
year
so.
before. I mean, so, you know.
I love it. Well, and can you imagine how cool that would have been at the time? You know, just having seen one and then the next one comes out and there's already a reference in it. That's really cool.
That is pretty cool.
Now when we watch it, we might not make that connection just because we see things out of order now.
Yeah.
And I think the last thing I wanted to talk about, maybe before we give our ratings, was a little bit about the music. Really, I mean, You Got a Friend in Me is like a pretty iconic song, but if you think about this movie, it doesn't necessarily have songs. It's not like a musical movie. Really, the only song is that like super sad one when Buzz jumps off the building, and then You Got a Friend in Me. But that voice, isn't it the same singer for all of the movies?
Yeah, it's Randy Newman.
Okay.
Yes, he sings everything.
He sings all of the songs, and honestly, like
I think there's 4 songs.
It's not a musical, but
there's a few more.
there is a lot more lyrics in this movie than I remembered there being. I didn't realize that there were that many
there's
Randy
one
Newman
song
songs where he's singing.
when Buzz comes in and kind of takes over Woody's. Takes over
the room.
The room
changes. Yeah. Okay.
And then there's the one where he jumps off the landing with the shining carpet. And then there's one more too.
There's Strange Things.
Strange things are happening.
Strange things are happening. Yeah.
To
yeah.
me,
Okay.
I will go sailing no more.
That one.
Hakuna Matata is on here, and Pop Goes the Weasel. Oh, because the box. Okay.
Oh,
And You
because
Got a
they
Friend
did
in Me,
that.
of course.
But I mean, You Got a Friend in Me is such an iconic song, and I was kind of thinking about how Disney has friendship songs and things like that. And Andre and I always say, like, our Disney song together is the one that Mike and Sully sing, which isn't. It's not in the movie per se; it's in the credits, I believe.
But it's good.
But
Credit songs count.
but we like that's.
They must if we're talking about R&B music.
Granted, it's about best friends, but Andre and I say like that's our song. But this song was kind of like very similar. Like it was the original like best friend song to me was like You Got a Friend in Me.
Oh, definitely.
And it's a super good song.
Friend in me.
You got a friend in me.
I like the Spanish version.
Ironically,
Hay
throw that
un
out there.
amigo
I
en
think
mí.
that is more iconic
Hay
song
un
than
amigo
Hakuna
en mí.
Matata.
It's a more iconic song than
Then
My
Hakuna
Hakuna
Matata?
Matata?
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, it's
It's
more
a
of like
good song. I love it.
like a real song. Like, not to say that Hakuna Matata is not a real song, but it's more like a song that can be played without context.
Yeah.
Of the movie.
Yeah.
It's a
If
great
someone
song.
just started singing Hakuna Matata, I'd look at them like, eh.
It means no worries, you say.
It means no worries, you say. What did you say his name? Randy what?
Randy
Newman.
Newman.
Randy Newman. And it also kind of reminds me, like, he's like the whole Toy Story series, and that one guy was like the whole Tarzan one.
Phil Collins?
Yeah, Phil Collins.
That one guy.
One guy?
I love
not
that.
be calling Phil.
I
How
love
dare you
And
say that about the Phil.
Coming in the air tonight.
I absolutely love
Oh,
Phil
no.
Collins. I just forgot his name, okay? But you know
But do
how
you
we
know
were
why we're
talking
singing this song? Do you know why we're singing this ridiculous song?
because you like it.
No. There's a reason, Andre. You tell them why we're singing this
Oh my
ridiculous
God! So in high school, we knew of a couple of the football players, and they never shut up about.
This.
You can feel it coming in the air. What is the song called?
Yeah. I think it's called like
They
In
were
the
always
Air.
singing it?
Yes, Phil Collins, because they play it in the locker rooms before all the games.
Well,
to get
and you know
pumped up.
how you know how people have like a pump up song and
Yeah.
then they come out to it on the field and they break through like the paper
That was the
thing?
song?
Swear to God. And
That
the best
was the
part
song.
is that song is like 7 minutes long, and that part the doo 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 doo
That was
that
when they
part
would come out?
is like 4 minutes in.
Right.
So you had to
So
sit in the
it's a
stands.
long
Oh,
wait to get
my
these
So
dudes
you're
out of the
waiting
locker
for the
room.
football team to run out, and you're like, all right, well, there is quite a bit more because
That's
It's like a
hilarious.
slow build of like.
and I kept asking like, why can't our song be like Eye of the Tiger or something? Like
Or
you can just get it on.
Cut it down to a minute. 30 seconds of the song is all you need, guys. Why are we listening to 7 minutes of Phil Collins? It's a good song, but
because
like,
Phil Collins is legit,
it's
but
a
you
lot.
know.
It's a
Why
lot.
would you not listen to 7
Ugh.
minutes of Phil
Oh,
Collins?
well,
It's a better
trying to
question.
get
I
hyped
know.
up is not. That just wasn't the song,
It's
okay?
just a long.
Now I
hype
want to watch
up
Tarzan
process.
though because I love all the
Yes.
music in Tarzan's fantastic. But we're not talking about Tarzan.
I feel like that's Michelle's.
Two words, one family.
I thought we weren't singing
Sorry,
about
sorry.
Tarzan.
What do you give this movie on a scale of 1 to
Can I just back up for 1 second?
Sure.
Back it up, back it up.
Backing
You
up.
got it. You got it. Okay, yes.
This Randy Newman,
Randy.
because he's the singer. Obviously he's not the narrator, but he kind of reminds me of being like the narrative voice, because when you hear him, it's very he's moving the
plot along
He's
with the
moving the
songs.
plot.
Yes.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like,
their
you know what?
transition moments.
Segue
These guys weren't
off.
friends before, but
Now
now
they're friends. Now they're Kate and Leo.
Yeah. Oh my God, that Kate and Leo.
You know, but he really does move it. Like, you can see Woody getting really angry through strange things,
Right.
or you can see, you know, poor Buzz having his depressed moment, or
Yeah.
you can see them becoming friends again.
I never thought about that way,
Yes.
and it's also like Tarzan. I keep comparing it to Tarzan because
it's a musical
because I
narration.
think of it. Yeah,
without
musical
without
narration.
The movie being a musical,
Which I dig.
which is cool.
I won't
dig it
lie.
too.
Sometimes, as much as I love Disney music, sometimes it's overdone for characters to just break out in song. And like I
if the
said,
toys broke out in song, it wouldn't make sense.
no.
They already have to like act
What,
like
first
they're
they're
dead and
alive,
the kids
now they
come
can
in.
sing.
How
Double
dare they.
whammy.
That's crazy.
Double whammy. I love it though. Okay, now you may give your rating, good sir.
Ratings. It's time for ratings. So just up front, I'm gonna say that this movie is very highly rated in all of
Oh
America.
my God, I just saw its Rotten Tomatoes
so
score.
the Rotten Tomatoes score
Is it bad?
No.
for this
Oh.
for Toy Story, the first Toy Story, is 100%.
Shut
It is
the door.
top of the list. This movie
Wow.
was the highest grossing movie in 1995. Not the highest grossing animated movie, the highest grossing movie of
Hey.
all of 1995.
Hot
You know what else
dog.
came out that year? Braveheart came out that year. A Batman movie came out that year.
Braveheart.
A 007 movie came out that year, and Toy Story topped them all.
Can you imagine
Wow.
how pissed those people, those directors were?
by Toy Story.
100% critic.
100% on Rotten
Wow.
Tomatoes. It has a
On
95
Rotten Tomatoes.
on
Rotten Tomatoes.
Metacritic. It's got an 8.3 on IMDb, so it's a very highly rated movie.
Wow.
And it's not going down any farther in my rating segment. I'm going to give it a 9.5. I'm not going to do another 10.
Oh, I was like, dang, 2 10s in a row.
I'm not going to do another 10.
That'd be
but
crazy if you gave it
this
2
this
10s.
movie is awesome. I love this movie, and I'll love it forever. I'm pretty sure. I'll love it forever. It's a classic, and
It's like Titanic, a classic.
it's just like Titanic.
Oh my God.
Titanic don't have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, it don't.
I don't know. if
I don't
that's
have
true.
100% in my book either.
Me either. That movie's rough city to sit through, man.
Oh, wait. Toy Story came out before Titanic. Titanic.
Oh.
Toy Story. I thought it was just like a natural homage to Titanic or something.
So did I.
Oh my.
Titanic came
stole
out
it.
in 1997. We'll see you, James Cameron. We know what you're up to.
How dare you?
Okay, buddy? Ripping
That's-
off kids' movies. What's wrong with you?
Damn.
Interesting. Anyways, my mind's
Time
kind of
travel.
blown now. I'm like,
I don't
whoa.
even know what to say.
I am also going to give this movie a 9.5. It's really great. I was just going to give it a 9, but like, and the only reason I was going to give it a 9 is because when I go to like Disneyland and I see Woody, I'm not like, oh my God, I want to take a picture with him. I'm like, I want to take a picture with Winnie the Pooh. Because I don't know why, but it's an amazing
Michelle's
movie.
rating system is a little wonky.
I rate it off of like weird past experiences. I don't know, but it's a great movie. I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
That sometimes are irrelevant. To the movie.
That was super irrelevant. I'm so sorry, guys. Now you guys know how my mind works. Okay, Emily.
I would also say a 9.5. I think I keep saying there's no perfect movie, but there is no reason for this movie to be any less for me.
Right.
It's like Michelle said, I don't like if I'm in the parks, I'm not like super excited to see them. But every time I ride Toy Story Mania now,
Oh, I love that ride.
Toy Story Mania now, I'm like this game is so cool. This ride is so fun.
So fun.
And now I think when I go to Disneyland, I think I'm going to be more excited now,
Right.
because of those references that I don't remember as a kid,
Yeah.
and now being like, ooh, Mr. Potato Head, you
Yeah.
sassy.
I kind of want to watch Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3 already.
No, I want
I
to
wanna
too.
watch it
Guys,
too.
I definitely want to watch 2 and 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we know what we're doing. Oh, also, maybe like after we watch Toy Story 2 and 3, we can like go to Disney World since they're gonna have a whole Toy Story land open. Can you
Slip
imagine?
coaster.
Like now we would really know a lot of the references. That'd be cool.
Disney World.
They having a whole land?
Yeah, a whole land.
That's cool. Like a Bug's Land.
They're gonna have a roller coaster
Yes.
that's Slinky Dog.
Whoa, and you're just like going around.
Yes.
And around the Slinkies?
Hold on.
With
Did
a
we
force
see
field.
this? Did we see this in the Christmas parade from Disneyland?
They announced it like
They-
a hot mess ago.
Well,
Yeah.
You knew
Whatever. I
this.
wasn't paying attention.
What's your rating, Lou?
Wow.
My rating is well, I wasn't paying attention to news and all that stuff. Sorry. My rating is a 9.4.
What?
Wow. You just didn't want to sweep.
Yes, I did not want to.
So he rated it at
sweeps.
9.5.
No, I'm joking, guys. I'm thinking about a 9.5.
Yeah.
Maybe even I'd go a bit higher to a 9.7.
It's great.
I really liked it.
There's
it was
like
cool.
virtually no flaws.
No, there's
in
no
this
problems.
movie,
No.
You know?
Which is so funny because like Toy Story was never one of my favorite movies growing up. So when we said we were going to watch it, I was kind of like, eh. And then we watched it, I was like, dang.
Do you want to know one of the reasons I think I like it the most? Is that it's funny because Luis said something today and it triggered it for me. He said something about the length of the movie. And the movie is, to me, goes so fast. And I think it's, number one, because it's shorter than the movies that come out today.
Yes.
But number two, there's no downtime.
Right.
They
No,
don't
yeah.
they don't mess around.
Everything happens for a reason, and
it moves the
good,
plot.
at a good pace.
You know, sometimes
this movie's
when-
an hour and 20 minutes long.
Yeah, and
like
sometimes
perfect,
when we
though.
watch these movies, you know, there's like scenes where you're like, I didn't really get that, or it wasn't to the point enough. And Luis is of the type of movie watcher that he wants to watch every extended version with every deleted scene. He wants to. I mean, like we're watching Lord of the Rings, like extended version, like 7 hours for one movie.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't gotten to that yet.
Yeah, I don't know how down I am for that. But this movie, to me, everything clicked. There was nothing that I was like, you know, and I think it was because of the length of the movie. And I kind of wish that movies would kind of get back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I'm bored, then I'm not interested,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
I agree with that.
That's a
That
good
was super
point.
good, guys.
Yeah.
That was a good one. We're
did
totally
it.
going to watch Toy Story 2 and 3 after this. And
So I have a
possibly,
proposition
maybe.
for you guys. So you may or may not have seen on our Instagram that we had a winner for our Christmas giveaway.
That's
so that was
right.
a couple weeks ago.
Shout out to Brittany Volk.
Shout out to Brittany Volk. Well,
Hi, Brittany.
we had talked about what we could get our winner and what we'll be doing for future giveaways and such. Well, we're getting close to 250 on our Instagram, so we wanted to do another giveaway. Well, we may have something Emperor Zurg related, Toy Story related. So maybe
Yeah.
once we hit 250 Instagram followers, we could give away something Toy Story related.
Yes, that sounds like a
That
good
is what
idea.
we are doing, guys.
Okay,
So,
well, there you go.
you know,
Boom.
Just in the meantime, before we do that, before we officially do that giveaway, just
followers.
get people to follow our page.
Yeah.
Tell them about the podcast.
Yeah, we love hearing from all
Take
you
their
guys.
phones from them and go to the Walt Vault on their Instagram.
Whoa.
That's assuming you
Give
know
it a
their
like.
password on their phone.
That's an invasion of privacy.
You're
Okay.
like your best friend.
Here
like
comes
your
the
siblings
voice
and
of
stuff.
reason.
Yeah, there he is.
Here comes
okay.
Mr. Potato Head.
There's no reason with that, Tater.
This is my drum roll for next week's movie because I'm going to lose it right now.
Oh, okay.
What is that? She's banging a pen on the table.
That's
We're
more like
gonna-
Morse code. So you're
You-
Morse coding.
You
the next
ruined my
movie.
announcement. I got to do it again now.
I think you should just...
We're
That's definitely
watching.
Morse code.
Oh.
Can I do it for you this time?
Yes,
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
There's a lot of drum roll.
The Little Mermaid. Hey.
It took me a second to get what the song
Right, I
was.
wasn't sure what it
Oh.
was either. I thought you were just making up a song. Nope.
Sorry.
Song from the
So,
Little Mermaid.
Under the sea. Under the sea. It's
All right,
wet
so
and it's better.
my fellow keepers of the vault, my birthday is on next Sunday, January 14th, and our episode comes out on Monday the 15th. So we're watching my favorite movie.
You should see her face right now. I have never seen Michelle
She
so
is
freaking happy. I don't know
super
if it's like
excited.
We're
birthday
gonna
happy.
watch my favorite movie. Na, 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 na. They're the other members of the vault are not very excited.
No,
but,
we're-
you know.
perfectly excited.
Perfectly finally excited. You're just like we're at like a 10 and you're at
You
a
know why?
45.
Because Jodie Benson is
45?
my girl. It's gonna be so great. But on
Jodie
that
Benson.
note, I mean, you'll hear all about it next week.
I think that we're just equally excited to like watch the movie, but also to like give
Michelle
watch
movie.
Michelle.
I'm gonna be arguing.
Lose her biz over
If
this
you
movie.
guys even try to put it down a little bit, I'm gonna be like, no, you're wrong. So
Oh, I already got so much to say, and I haven't even seen this movie in a long time.
I was so pleasant when you guys all hated The Lion King. You don't have to attack us for not liking the.
We'll
Little
see.
Mermaid.
I don't know.
Okay,
It might
first
just
off,
come
I
out.
never said I hated The Lion King. But do you want to know what's really funny? Do you want to
What?
know what's funny? I
What?
got multiple text messages from multiple people like, you know what? I'm just going to have to tell you, Emily,
Aha!
that you
That you were
tripping.
wrong.
And I was like, wow. First off, people listen. Yay!
Yeah,
But number
that's good.
two, okay, all right. I need to keep my opinion to myself.
Apparently.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's okay.
I think it's great that you guys listen and are so passionate about this
Thank you
because,
for agreeing with me about The Lion King.
well, I don't know about all that, but thank you for being an adult that watches Disney movies and gets excited, and we're not the only four in,
Yeah,
history.
We're not the only adult Disney
makes
nerds.
us happy to not be alone. You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, we have each other, but each other's not enough sometimes.
Yeah. All we need is each other. You guys. The
Michelle's
episode is
still
almost
dancing.
over. I just want to let you know how to get in touch with us. Michelle, do you have something to say? She's in a power pose right now as if she's about to speak.
Body language.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh.
Jesus.
Next week. Wait for next week. Guys, until next week, be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. We are the Walt Pod on Instagram. That is where all the action is happening. You know, come there for all of the goodness, for all of the conversation. But if you want, you can also follow us on Twitter. We are at the Walt Pod. Or you can like us on Facebook at the Walt Pod. If you want to ask us a question, you can slide into our DMs or you can send us an email to contact@thewaltvaultpod.com, and we may read your message on the show, even if it's a slid DM. You guys, we're available on YouTube, Stitcher, Google Play, and iTunes. iTunes is the hot one. Make sure you leave us a review and a rating there, and that helps to let other people know how much you like us. Please subscribe. So that's it for now. We will see you next week. The vault is now closed.